I feel it changed my life in a very significant way.
Diocese of Brooklyn teens going on the trip of a lifetime to Indianapolis to connect with thousands of other teens and Christ. Hi, I'm Christine Persichetti. The National Catholic Youth Conference offers young people something rare, a chance to be with parishioners their age from around the country and experience everything their faith has to offer. Here in the Diocese of Brooklyn, a select group of teens made the journey to the conference. And as Currents News' Katie Vasquez reports from their parish in Fort Greene, it's an experience they won't soon forget.
The season of giving may be over, but for young parishioners like Jamie Rodriguez from Mary of Nazareth Church in Fort Greene, giving happens all year round.
Personally, it gives me a good feeling. It's like, feels warm, feels nice.
That charitable spirit was one of the many reasons why Jamie and 4 other young people were picked by their pastor for the experience of a lifetime. They went to the National Catholic Youth Conference in Indianapolis, which brings young people from across America together for an encounter with Christ.
I feel it changed my life in a very significant way.
The conference is a 3-day experience of prayer, community, evangelization, catechesis, service, and empowerment for Catholic teenagers. As young people listen to some of the best speakers in the Catholic space and music from award-winning artists, they also celebrate Mass and sit in adoration. The goal, according to Father Henry Torres, is to find a faith all their own.
We get our kids to see that this faith is fun, this faith is alive, and this faith is as much theirs as it is their parents, as it is ours.
Whether they were returning to the conference or this was their first time, each young parishioner at Mary of Nazareth took their own special message.
I started becoming a lector in the church, and that's like something I was always scared of doing.
A message I want to focus on is, if someone is in need, you should always try to lend a hand.
But Father Torres says it's now up to them to bring the message of Christ to their community. In Fort Greene, Katie Vasquez, Currents News.
New Yorkers are bracing for a major storm Tuesday night, and the migrants living at Floyd Bennett Field are being evacuated as a precaution. Nearly 2,000 migrants being moved out of the shelter as the city prepares for torrential rains and 70-mile-per-hour winds. Officials say the migrants are being bused to James Madison High School in Brooklyn. This isn't the first time extreme weather has impacted the shelter. Last month, Floyd Bennett Field was flooded as a ferocious storm dropped up to 4 inches of rain in the region. On top of those 2,000 migrants, 40 families were also checked out of city shelters Tuesday morning, this time because they reached the 60-day shelter limit. Those families were staying at the Row Hotel in Midtown, but additional families will receive similar eviction notices in the coming weeks. The city says they will try to place the families in or near the school district where their kids are currently enrolled. Anyone with nowhere to go will be directed to the Roosevelt Hotel to request another 60-day placement. A pillar for the NYPD and the Diocese of Brooklyn has passed away. Former Chief of Department Joe Esposito passed on Monday at the age of 73 from brain cancer. He helped guide the city through the aftermath of 9/11 and Superstorm Sandy. The Diocese of Brooklyn will remember him for his role helping churches reopen during the pandemic and as a member of the Diocesan Review Board, a panel that assists the bishop in responding to allegations of abuse against priests. Brooklyn's Bishop Emeritus Nicholas DiMarzio knew Esposito for around 20 years and says he was always there to help.
He's certainly one of our best Catholic laypersons in the diocese. Really a church-going Catholic, real believer. He really did his work as a policeman and all of the departments that he ran in the city with great integrity. So, I mean, someone we can be proud of.
Esposito was the longest-serving chief of department in NYPD history. Wake and funeral plans have yet to be announced. You can now read hundreds of new letters penned by the beloved Saint Padre Pio. The collection of 365 letters were translated from Italian to English by the St. Pio Foundation. They contain messages written by the Capuchin friar during his lifetime to spiritual directors and students. The founder and CEO of the St. Pio Foundation, Luciano Laminarca, says the letters will help devotees learn about a new side of the saint.
They will find out, for instance, how many times Padre Pio himself had some difficulties or challenges that he addressed to his spiritual director. It means that it lets you understand the deep faith and humanity of this wonderful man.
Luciano says you can also find out about a funny side to Padre Pio. He often told jokes to his fellow friars. The St. Pio Foundation is releasing 7 of the letters weekly, and you can get them sent straight to you. Just go to the organization's website and subscribe. You can find all that information at stpiofoundation.org. If members of the Diocese of Brooklyn want to take a look at their own past, the largest collection of Brooklyn history in the world is now available to the public. The Center for Brooklyn History features tens of thousands of books, photos, maps, and artifacts, and more, detailing life in the borough going back to the 1800s. Operated by the Brooklyn Public Library, you can see bits of the Diocese of Brooklyn within the collection, like these photos of an Italian-American Catholic family in Williamsburg in the 1950s, or schoolwork from Holy Cross students in Flatbush from the late 1800s. You can also see some old editions of the tablet going back to its founding in 1908. Archivist Dave Bowers says even if you're not from Brooklyn, you can still find a connection to the collection.
Catholic history and the history of faith in Brooklyn is integrally intertwined with immigration. And that's another huge part of Brooklyn history, the Brooklyn story, and of course the American story at large. Bishop Ford and those.
The Center for Brooklyn History is located in Brooklyn Heights and is open to the public. Archivists encourage you to come explore and even donate to the collection. The Brooklyn Public Library is accepting artifacts, personal records, and other items from the public. To contribute, head to their website, bklynlibrary.org. Looks great. That is this Currents News Update. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us because we are putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time.